Hello, hello. I see there's somebody in the chat already. Hello, hello. How are we doing tonight? There was an email I wanted to open from Mikey. I don't know if Mikey's here yet. Stream request, fan art of Moshi Monsters. Okay, I'll do that after I do a quick warm-up sketch. I'm gonna warm up, and I really wanted to sketch Care Bears. I just had that in my brain this morning. So I'm gonna just warm up and probably not finish a quick sketch of Sunshine Bear. I'm mainly trying to work out the face proportions and body proportions because I like a mix of different things from different iterations of the Care Bears. Like, I love the big, simple eyes they use on them now, but I love the face on Sunshine Bear's tummy from the old 80s cartoon with the cute little happy smile sunshine on it versus the sunshine with the sunglasses, which I'm not as crazy about. So I want to mix and match the things I like about different eras of Care Bears in this sketch and figure that out. Because I'd like to draw all the Care Bears in my style and do like a group picture. So anyway, sorry, I was just getting a few things moved around on my screen here. Let me pull up that Sunshine Bear picture I had. Yeah, because I love the soft buttery yellow of the 80s one too. I'm not as crazy about the golden yellow they use on the new one. I like a pastel buttery yellow. I think it's cuter. So I'm thinking kind of big squishy peanut head like this. The golden book bezel. Thank you! I'm glad somebody noticed. I've had that there since I started streaming, and a couple of people have noticed, but I get excited when somebody notices. It's the golden book thing. I've always thought of doing one that's like stuff related to my stream instead of the actual golden books one, but I don't have enough like in jokes in my stream yet, mainly because I stream one time a week to an audience of like 5 people. But I do have like a slug character that I could put as one instead of like the bumblebee, but I don't know. I'd have to think of what things to put that would be stream relevant to swap out for the little golden book stuff. It'll come over time, I'm sure. And then I like the little freckles that the 80s Care Bears have. The little, I don't know what you call, where like the whisker hairs would come out. I don't know. These things. I like those. So there's stuff about the 80s ones that I really like, but overall I think the modern ones are much better designed for animation and simplicity and all that. Yeah, just a little. I'm like, what's the minimal stream overlay I can do that still makes it look like I put some effort in, but very minimal effort. Cheeks. I think a chubby cheek like that is cute. Though I don't know. I'm undecided if I like the 80s one where the mouth is separate from like the muzzle part, or if I like. Let me just duplicate this really quick. The more modern one where it's all kind of like one shape for the muzzle. I think that's a little simpler and cleaner. Well, it's a lot simpler and cleaner. But I want to see what I like better in my style. I want big eyes for sure. And I want them to be kind of like simple. I like that about the modern ones, how simple the eyes are. Might not even do shines in them. No, the official ones have shines in the eyes. I'm kind of torn on it. It could go either way. Let's see. I just want to try drawing the muzzle as like one shape. That's kind of cute. And you can do a simpler smile too instead of doing something more. Yeah, I think I kind of like it as one muzzle shape better. I think that would be cuter in the lineless style versus the 80s one where it's separate. Though I do want to keep the little freckles. I think they're cute. And little tiny stubby eyebrows. Okay, I think this one's, the muzzle's better. Probably flew over your head since golden books aren't much of a thing in the UK. We do get them sometimes, and they're called Treasure Cove stories. I haven't heard of that. I have a lot of friends in the UK, so I learned bits and pieces of things that like are regular over there and not here. But I haven't heard of the Treasure Cove stories before. That's cute. I'm gonna open that in a new tab to look up later because I want to see what beloved kids books look like around the world. Treasure Cove stories. Popular illustrated children's book series by Centum Books. Okay, yeah, very similar. they have like a blue border instead, and the design is a little different. That's really cute. I didn't know about that. I'm gonna deep dive into that later, because that like retro, like flat Golden Book style is very inspirational to me. So I'll have to look at the Treasure Cove stories. Hello, how are you doing? I did get your email. I'm planning on doing a sketch of your Moshi monsters after I do this warm-up Sunshine Bear sketch. I am trying to figure out traits of the old versus the new ones that I want to work into a piece I'd like to do of all the Care Bears hanging out on a bunch of clouds and stuff. So I'm just doing a sketch of Sunshine Bear to kind of figure out what traits of each I like. For instance, I kind of like, so the 80s one, the bellies were quite large compared to their head. Like, I'm looking, the belly and the head are like kind of the same size, but the heads were enormous. The eyes were teeny tiny, which I hated. I didn't like that about the 80s ones, was the little tiny eyes. Cute on the plush toys, but not so much the cartoon, I think. The bellies were huge and they'd go right up to the chin like that. And then you have like the feet that are kind of like bean shaped like that and fuzzy. Where the modern one is the tummy's a little smaller and a little bit lower, which I think aesthetically is a little more balanced, but I kind of want something in the middle where it's like, because I like the big tummy on the Care Bears. I like that they're like stuffed and like plump looking, like cute little characters. So maybe we enhance the look by making the limbs stumpier and fluffier. I do like in the 80s ones, the fingers are like fluffy and barely defined. It's just all fuzz and fluff. There's not like harsh lines where the paws are, you know? I like that a lot. So I want to keep this like fuzzy, soft, almost Powerpuff Girls style hand paw, where it's just like, it's so lost and buried under the fuzz and fluff and fatness of the character that it's just like, it's just stumpy. It's just stumpy and cute. And I kind of want to make the whole torso like a little bit bigger. Like that. I think that's cute. And then the big sunshine. I like the 80s style sunshine way better, where it's this kind of face on the sun versus the sunglasses. I think that's way, way cuter. Though I do like having fewer sunbeams on the sun. So kind of blending both. But I like that it takes up the whole stomach, basically, and I like that cute little face. So I'm going to stick with that. And then I do like the modern paws, the paws on the bottom, the feet. I like how simple they are, so I might just do that, but keep them not very defined. Because in the new show, it looks like they have the paw lines going all the way up here. Whereas if they're like chunky and fluffy and stumpy, it's going to be also very fluffy and like you can barely tell that there's even toes. It's just fluff. Okay, I think we're eliminating a lot of the 80s stuff that we don't like. Kind of this fluffy body like that. Curvy knee like that. I don't even know what I'm doing with the feet. I'm just throwing feet on. And then we'll do another waving paw. And this will be like my template for the look and feel of the other Care Bears when I finally get around to doing the piece. It's just something I've wanted to work on for a long time. Ages and ages ago, I had a Care Bears piece I did that I liked at the time, but I could do so much better now. Where it had like Grumpy Bear and whatever the happy one is. I forget their names, but it was like a grumpy Care Bear and a happy Care Bear on a cloud together. And I've wanted to do something like that, or with all the Care Bears for a while now. I'm not crazy about how I'm doing this hand. Hold on. I like the stumpiness of the shape. Very little definition on the paws. Fluffy. A chubby little thumb. And then just one little fat line in there to show how puffy the hand is, like that. Something along those lines. Maybe a little bit smaller, like this. Sorry, I'm not reading chat, by the way. I locked in on this. Of all things, I'm locking in on the Sunshine Bear sketch right now. Alright, let me see what people are saying. Let's see. You're doing good just resting at home. Can't wait to see the Moshling Doodle. Yeah, I'll be doing that next. 2007 Adventures in Care. A lot of designs were my fave Care Bears. Oh, the 2007 Care Bears. I should try drawing Louie and Friends characters in the Golden Book Treasure Cove style. Yes. You should. Everybody should try that style. It always looks satisfying. It's a lot of flat planes of color. You can really get funky with the textures and stuff. You can go crazy with the shapes of things with that style. It's really fun. Love it, love it. Like some of the animals I see in the... Here, I'll do a new layer real quick. This is just kind of my warm-up and rambling canvas now, but like the bear that's on my thumbnail for every stream because I'm too lazy to change it, that was inspired by... I can't remember the artist's name, but there was a little Golden Books artist, and like every animal, like the bears, they'll have the craziest angles of like their heads, their silhouettes are so clearly defined like this. And the paws will just be like up in the air. And you can just do crazy wacky shapes and then fill them in with like different paint textures and colors. And it looks so good when it's done. Like it looks like an arts and crafts, like construction paper craft when it's like, it's so satisfying. All right. Let's see. Yes. Yes, I'll do your moshling. Actually, you know what? Let's move on to that now. There's the email. There's a little picture of the little critter. I need to figure out, I'm so OBS illiterate, I need to figure out if there's an easy way to just drag and drop an image onto the screen without freezing OBS. There should be. Hold on, I want to try something really quick. Save attachment. I just don't want to accidentally put like my tax documents from my desktop on the screen with my address and phone number and stuff. Save as image to desktop. Let's see if I can do this. Insert image. Image 2. Where is it? Where is it? Image. Okay. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. That wasn't too bad. So this is what I'll be drawing next. I'm going to try to get better about being a streamer in general. I say as I stumble, and I say as I'm about to go on an international vacation for like a month and a half and not stream. When I get back, I want to actually do better stuff on stream. This is just a small part of making my streams actually like watchable. Hello, how we doing? Thank you for the party and the emojis. Oops. Okay. Click off of that. Okay, beautiful. Hey, I didn't freeze the stream figuring something out. Cool. All right, so Sunshine Bear, I think the amalgamation of traits on the right is what we're going to rock with. Little pastel guy. Yeah, it's a cute design. And then a reminder to myself that I like butter yellow for Sunshine Bear. I am not a fan of the gold yellow that they're doing with now. I like creamy pastel baby yellow. That's cute. I'm just going to slap some really rough color. I'm not going to finish this tonight. Just something I had an itch to draw, and I thought, well, I'll start the stream with that in case nobody pops in. Just something to sketch real quick for my own amusement. We will return, Sunshine Bear. Wish I went on international vacations more. Me too. I haven't been anywhere since Spain in 2018. So it's been a minute. Fun to get out of the house to do something cool. Yeah, this is going to be super cool. I'm going to be gone until end of April, probably. I haven't booked the return flight yet, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. It depends on when my money runs out and when my friends are sick of me, you know what I mean? So it's dependent. But I've been saving for a while and I'm very, very excited. Okay. I will have to remind everybody that I'm still alive when I come back. Or like post sketches from, I'm bringing a little sketchbook I'm going to take sketches of while I like sit and listen and eavesdrop to like British people gossiping. I'm going to like sit at coffee shops and like take notes and doodle. Maybe I'll post those on Twitter or something. Okay, gray background. Hope it goes well for you. Thank you. It'll be lots of fun. I highly recommend meeting unusual and fun people on Reddit in different countries. It'll be a riot. Okay. Let me zoom in on the reference here so it's not so teeny tiny so I can see what I'm doing. And let me sketch what I see. Now, I don't know anything about Moshi Monsters. I don't know if there's like a cute little background thing I can put in, like it's sitting on a cloud or something like that. But the character looks like it's flying, so I'm just going to have it in sort of a flying motion. It has like wing ears and whatnot. And I want lots of soft edges. I don't want any points. Even though the design itself has points, I want my points to be kind of rounded off. You know what I mean? Nothing too pokey. I'm just trying to figure out how wide the head should be. Because these are big wing ears. So I'm loosely trying to figure out how big. I think I'm going to have like a flying upwards kind of movement. Is that about the right width? I think I want to make this one a little bit bigger. Like this way. Let's see. You know, if architecture is my jam, see some gorgeous buildings out there. Might be fun to draw. Yeah, do some like freehand sketches of buildings and stuff. That'd be fun. From Ula Lane to Sludge Street to Gift Island. Gift Island sounds cute. Yeah, I've heard of Moshi Monsters, but I am about to turn 36 years old, so it's like not in my world of things that I do. And also, if you're 36, that's no shade. Like, my circle of things is like, you know, decor ideas for my room that I rent because I can't afford my own place because I'm a millennial. You know? That's the kind of content I get served online. It's like, ooh, a new lamp. That's my algorithm now. Would you like to spice up your life by trying a new toothpaste? You know? These are the things I get out of bed for now. Not cool new games or cartoons. I can't remember what the old... Like, I got some extremely old lady targeted ad at me the other day, and I was, like, offended. I was like, I'm 36, not 66. It was, like... It was something about, like, joint pain or something. It was, like, you know the commercials you get on daytime TV, at least over here? Where, like, if you're watching, like, The Price is Right, you're getting all the commercials for AARP, different medications for different ailments. Like, it's all life insurance planning. They just assume you're 80 years old minimum if you're watching The Price is Right. And you're right, everything is for all ages. I'm just saying my algorithm has decided that I'm 100 years old, so I don't get served anything cute or fun anymore. That's all that rambling was to say. My algorithm isn't showing me Moshi Monsters, it's showing me, like, bone supplements. I stay young at heart by drawing cartoons, though. And I'm on TikTok for more hours a day than a 36-year-old should be, so that's how I stay hip and fresh with the youth. It was fun when I was staying with my friend who has, like, a Zoomer kid, and I got to embarrass them by just saying, like, Sibbity Toilet, Ohio, Yacht, Sigma, Riz, or whatever, until the kid was like, no, stop! And run away. It's fun to torture kids by saying their memes. You watch a lot of US game shows. Every single ad break, there's at least one advert for medicine or something for old people. Yep. Yeah, America, the medicine ads are crazy, and you don't think about it until you talk to somebody who's not American, and they're like, this is legal? Like, why is this allowed? Oh, I don't know. Listing 80 different horrific side effects while you're just trying to watch your game show because you're homesick from school, you know? Clothes and lots of stuff for kids because the algorithm knows you be shopping. Oh, and it knows if you got a kid at home. There's the toy ads. Here's another cute animal toy to add to the zoo of animal toys that's in your house. And you know what? You're gonna get it because it's cute. And it matches all the other cute toys, and maybe it needs a friend. You know what I mean? I don't know if I want the eyes that big on mine. And also they're, like, in the wrong position. Like, I'm looking at the ref, and the eyes are positioned a little more side of the muzzle instead of, like, on top of the muzzle. A lot cuter in the original than my sketch is, like, haunted. I'll fix it, I promise. It'll be cute. It's not currently. The sparkles help. The highlights help. I kind of want to add little teeny eyebrows, even though the ref doesn't have eyebrows. I just feel compelled to add some. If they get vetoed, if nobody likes the eyebrows, I'll shave them off, but I like them. I like a little bit of an expressive, happy eyebrow on my characters. I want this chin a little closer to the bottom of the head. Even though on the reference there's like more chin, it's like a chunkier like chin under the muzzle. So maybe a little bit more like that. Yeah, maybe, because I need room for these like stripes over here too. Like that. UK TV is similar. There's a billion adverts for end-of-life services. Hey, at least you don't get the medicine ads. She's resting now, doing great with Zoom. Aw, I'm glad she's feeling better. I'm happy. It's so funny that they have like the end-of-life care daytime ads over there too. It's like, listen, we can't get away with selling medicine like the Yanks, but we can we can still talk to you about like your funeral planning or whatever at 2 p.m. Advertising. Something else. Let's do a happy smile like this. Oh, that's so cute. I nailed that smile. I ate that up. Sometimes I just get something right on the first try, you know? Though I'm going to have to outline it. And that's going to be the bane of my existence because it's not going to look that sweet. I'm going to have to redo it about 5 times. I can just feel it in my bones. That's the struggle with inking, isn't it? And especially, I really put myself in a pickle here because I love this brush, this Sketch Render brush, because it's so soft. It has this nice fuzzy soft edge. It's a beautiful brush and it's great for sketching. But the downside is because it's got this fuzzy edge, it kind of makes your sketches look better, which sounds good. But then when you go to ink them, they don't look as good because like you miss some of the character of the softness. There's this thing where like your brain will fill in the gaps. So like if I did a really loose, dramatic sketch of like a woman posing or whatever, I don't know, this flowing hair and dramatic, I don't know. Pretend this is a really good sketch, right? With like hair blowing. And your brain would fill in the gaps to be like, oh wow, that's a beautiful, elaborate portrait or whatever. But if you tried inking it, it would look flat and dead because there's no like, I don't know. You need some fuzziness in the information. Your brain fills it in. So it's a blessing and a curse to have a brush like this. That's why if you sketch with pencil and you're like, dang, that sketch turned out really well, and then you try to go over it with a pen and you're like, what happened? It just sucked all the life out of it. That's what happened. All right. I think that's the head. We need these little chunks in here. These little chunks in here. And then I want to do like the arms up and it's like zooming up. And it's got a little tiny body, it looks like. Shorter than that maybe. Though it would be a little stretched out if it's stretching. Stumpy little limbs. Little pink tummy. I like these little feet. Though I can't see if there's any paw pads on the feet. I might put little teeny ones like that. Kind of like with the Care Bear where the paws are so fluffy and chubby that you can't really see the definition of the toes. But it's like hinted at. Kind of like Pusheen the cat. And then let's see what's a cool line to make with the tail. Something like that. Like whoosh. You have to say whoosh when you're drawing a tail or it doesn't work. Whoosh. A couple tufts of hot pink like that. I don't know if I like the direction of the tail. Maybe flip it around the other way. I want it to look like it's kind of flying up into the sky. So maybe it's something a little looser like that. Whoosh. There we go. Maybe even looser. I keep making it kind of tight. Like a tight S. A little bit more flowy. It's a nice big tail compared to the body. Let's see. The tail is actually wider than the head. Like lengthwise. Okay, that's about right. That's about right. Maybe I want the tail angle more up too. Why does it not feel like it's flying? What is my issue with the flying? Let me think. Let me tilt the head back. Bring this paw up. Like that. Oh, I actually liked it when it wasn't overlapping the head. Because the other one kind of is. But a little closer to the head, like that. And then let me think, like that. Whoosh. That feels a little better, huh? Though I have all this weird space down here now. Alright, let me read the comments. Sorry, I've been locked in. Let's see. I have a question. How does someone who's completely new to digital only transfer their drawing from traditional over? You can draw technical objects, but the problem is when you try doing digital, it doesn't work. It's literally just doing it until it feels natural. That's the boring answer nobody wants to hear. But I started doing digital art with my finger on a MacBook trackpad. Well, before then I was drawing with mouse on Microsoft Paint, doing like pixel art and stuff like that on Microsoft Paint. And then I drew with a finger on a trackpad, and then I upgraded to a standard tablet, just the kind that you can't see the screen. And that takes a lot of muscle memory. That's a huge learning curve to go from paper to doing that, because there's a disconnect, because you're not seeing what you're drawing the way that I'm looking at the iPad right now. And it's flipped upside down now, but I can see what I'm drawing, so there's no disconnect. But if you can get a hang of doing the traditional pen tablet where you can't see the screen, one of the cheap ones, if you can do that, it will increase your digital art skills faster than anything, I swear. Once you get the hang of that, you have like a control of like where all your tools are at on your screen, because that's what you're looking at instead of the tablet. You get a feel for how the pen pressure feels. Like, that's the hardest thing ever, I think, in digital art, is like getting a feel for the pressure and the brushes and everything with a tablet like that. But once you can do that, digital art's going to get so much easier and more fun for you. So that would be my advice, is just grind it out on one of those cheap tablets until you get like the muscle memory for it and it feels natural. That's my best advice. It's not fun advice, but it does work. You can add pop heads if you like. Okay, I will. Let's see. What is my opinion on modern day commercials compared to older ones? I do like a good retro 80s, 90s ad, because I grew up in the 90s, so it's my rose-colored glasses nostalgia. Plus, there was some really cool animation in those commercials. If you browse my YouTube channel, there's a bunch of very poorly made videos that people still watch, where I go through like the animated history of different cereal and brand mascots, and I show off some of these like 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s cartoon ads with the characters, and I love the 80s and 90s ones the most. They're really common on Challenge. Channels like Challenge, a game show rerun channel. You watch this back. There's Game Show Network over here, and I watch that as background noise when I'm somewhere with the TV too. So I am an old person. Use a pen over your pencil sketches. Sometimes it just doesn't look right to me. Yeah, it's the precise nature of the pen. It's not capturing all the different textures and feelings of the sketch underneath. It just does something, you know? Late today, I have to get caught up. Oh, you're good. I've been working on this, basically. When you do digital art, you almost always sketch first, then trace over your sketch using your Apple Pencil. That's the way to do it. Hello, how are we doing tonight? I'm still not crazy about the tail, but maybe I could have flying like in a loop. I'm trying to think. I just want to not have so much negative space, but... Or I could do flip the other way. Have the body twist around. I'm just playing around with stuff. Oh, have it come from this way and then have a swishy tail like that. And then not have this paw up, have this paw do something else. Because this is kind of cute with the tail like this. I gotta fix where the head is because it's not really centered on the body anymore. So something like that. And then maybe hands outstretched. Okay, this is a little cuter. Let's just keep stretching and pushing and pulling stuff until it feels right. This is already cuter, I think. And not nearly as much wasted negative space. Or it doesn't feel that way because this curls over this way. So this doesn't feel as empty as it did when it was the same amount of space on the other side. And then let me look up really quick. Moshi Monsters. You love vintage commercials so much? What kind? What era? Like what products? I'm curious. I love a good retro cereal ad. For print ads, I love like the 60s style of illustrations of like Tony the Tiger. They're the best. But for animation, I love the 90s ones. Moshi Monsters. What was I looking for? I'm looking for... I guess I could just do sparkles, but I just wanted to add a little something something to the picture. Some little cute stars or something. I guess I'll just do stars. Okay. Close that out. You agree most ads nowadays don't hit hard. They're too overstimulating, loud with cringe humor. Yep. They don't focus on animation as much anymore and more on AI. Yeah. It's a real bummer. Because there was some beautiful art that was created for a lot of these ads throughout the years. I just want to fill up this negative space with a couple little stars or something. There. Just something cute. And then maybe like a blob of color in the background just to have it be a whole piece and not just a character floating on a white background. Which I love to do. Don't get me wrong. I love drawing a character floating on a white background, but... Alright, let's do chunks of color. You have an idea for a cast of characters. It would be about animals that work in salons and barbershops. The show's called Shears. That's cute. A little grooming parlor for all the sheep and shaggy dogs and stuff that come in. I guess the only animals that wouldn't be clients are like Sphinx cats, naked mole rats. But everybody else needs to get groomed. It's a lucrative business in the animal world. So we're going to see if I can outline that mouth and make it perfect. I want these to look separate. These hairs tufts. Okay, that looks good. Clean up the edges here. Anybody doing anything fun this weekend, by the way? Not me. Well, I mean, this is fun. This is my weekend, but like going out and doing something? Nah. I've got client work to catch up on. So that'll be my weekend. It's one of those like work hard, play hard things where all of a sudden I've had a bunch of stuff fall in my lap, which is good. Because I'll need that money for my trip anyway, but that's my excitement. Disney in the 40s, your favorite characters? Yeah, 40s, 50s, animations, great. Beautiful. The name Shears would be a pun on the 80s show Cheers. It's cute. Like 50s Disney animation, and like those old Mickey Mouse shorts, the Christmas ones and stuff. I think it was the 50s was the Chip and Dale and the Christmas Tree one that I loved as a kid. I think it was like 56, 57, something like that. And you look at that and the animation quality in that, and then versus like the average animated feature film that comes out. It's like, what happened? Not to be like a curmudgeonly old person. There's still beautiful animation being made, obviously, but not all of it. And it's like, we had this skill level when the process was so much more difficult and more expensive than it is today. So what gives? you know? Let's see. Pinky and the Brain was fun stuff. Yeah, Pinky and the Brain was a lot of fun. All those Steven Spielberg cartoons. Freakazoid, Pinky and the Brain, Animaniacs. All really good. CGI Disney animation doesn't hit the same. It doesn't. I don't know if they will, because if they do, it'll have to be some like niche independent project they decide to fund if they ever want to do anything interesting with like Disney Plus streaming, the way that like Apple TV is just kind of throwing millions of dollars at people to make shows that people will actually join the streaming service for. So unless Disney wants to invest in like indie filmmaking and bring back 2D that way, I don't think we're going to see a mainstream 2D Disney movie anytime soon. I think Princess and the Frog was their last go at it, and they're like, well, that didn't make $100 billion in a weekend, so it's a flop. But unfortunately, people will pay billions of dollars to go see the awful CGI redos of Lion King, so that's what they're doing now. And Moana and whatever other, and the Lilo and Stitch quote-unquote live-action adaptation that nobody asked for or wanted. Certainly not me. Like, everybody's made the same observations about these movies, so, like, there's no point in saying anything. They stink. But, just like, who is going to see these movies? They always make $100 billion. I've never met a single person that's watched or enjoyed any of them. Who's seeing these? I guess it's just not people in my circle. Which is good. I don't want those people in my circle. I've never met another human being that's went to the theater to go see, like, the Lion King CGI remake. You know? Last time I went to the theater, it was to go see the new Avatar movie, and it was only because I wanted to do the D-Box 3D seats. It wasn't because I was, like, captivated by James Cameron's Avatar world. You know? It was just to go to basically a cheap theme park. Let's see. The Wish movie from Disney was originally going to be 2D, but they changed it to weird CGI because it would be too hard to get the camera perspective right. I read that too. Yeah, Moana only came out like 10 years ago, if that. People want to see how bad it is. Yeah, true. A Minecraft movie is an abomination. Each should have been animated. Jack Black was not a good choice for Steve. I haven't met anyone who's seen that movie. Anybody only knows that movie for the chicken jockey meme. That's all I know of. That's it. Don't get it. I will say I haven't seen it because I haven't been to the theater to see an animated movie in a minute. I guess Avatar counts as an animated movie, technically speaking. It's CGI. But to see like a cartoon, when's the last time I went to see an animated movie at the theater? It might be Monsters University. That's how long it's been. That was years ago. But anyway, I will say the animation in the Mario movie looks cute. So I think Illumination did something with that. Like, the characters look cute and squishy. So I like the designs in that. I do kind of hate how companies only seem to care about money in these scenarios. It's just the way it is, you know. Maybe one day there will be a huge demand for 2D animated movies as, like, AI becomes more prevalent and people are tired of seeing artificial things. Maybe they'll gravitate to, you know, analog music performances, live theater, hand-drawn things that computers can't necessarily do, you know. Maybe there will be a taste for that and a market for that, but I don't think it's going to be like mainstream box office releases of 2D animated Disney movies. I think it'll look different. It'll be streaming or something. They're going to remake Tangled? Why? And good luck to whatever guy they cast for Flynn Rider, who's supposed to be, like, the amalgamation of, like, every quote-unquote cute Disney prince guy trait. Like, to where they were surveying every woman that worked on the movie to, like, craft him into the perfect, aesthetically pleasing guy. Like, so who are they going to cast for that? Nobody's that cute. He's got an uphill battle. They're going to have to, like, CGI smooth his face and make it, like, perfect. Sorry, I just blew out my mic doing that. Sorry to any headphone wearers. I just saw the line spike. Might have been when we see Boss Baby. That's right, we went to go see Boss Baby. Was that really the last animated movie I've seen in theaters? That's awful. I forgot it, clearly. Boss Baby. I, like, completely wiped that from my memory that we even did that, to be honest. I had, like, no recollection of that until you said that just now. And I remember everything, so that's... That's a forgettable movie. I remember we went bowling, or, you know, this, that, the other thing, comedy show we went to. I had no memory of Boss Baby until you said that. Now I remember, but, like... The Minecraft movie was your guilty pleasure last year. I'm trying to think, what's a guilty pleasure movie of mine? I don't know. I don't know if I like any movies that, like, most people would consider kind of bad. But I like it anyway. I have a lot of music like that, I would think. A lot of pop music and hyper pop and stuff that people would be like, ew, turn this off, but I like it. Disappointed in the newest SpongeBob movie. Glad you went to go see the movie David. It's great for kids. Apparently parents were walking out of the SpongeBob movie in the middle. Oof. That's rough. I don't know anything about the new SpongeBob except for the Ice Spice Big Guy Pants song. SpongeBob Big Guy Pants, okay. I saw the original SpongeBob movie in theaters with my friends as a kid, and I remember because we were in, like, the front row, and it was, like, the worst seats in the house. Because that theater was packed. Like, this is back when people would actually go to the theater. Back in my day. I'm such an old lady tonight. Anyway, the theater was full, so we had to sit in the front. And I'll never do that again. Headache-inducing experience. But it was a fun movie. I still liked it, despite having to crane my neck up the whole time. I still liked it. Why is this set to this and not this? There we go. That's the eraser we want. Nice clean edge. I think that's alright. It was literally a decade ago. I know, isn't that scary? The robot guy walking in the mall, and it scared me so bad. I have that clip somewhere of you, like, jumping or going, like, oh, to the little robot servant thing at the store. That's buried somewhere on my phone. Best SpongeBob movie of all. I haven't seen any others besides that one. I guess I don't need to, huh? You watched the new SpongeBob movie a few weeks back in theaters. You enjoyed it quite a lot. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I don't know anything about it except that Ice Spice song, so... You know, maybe it's hit or miss. Maybe it's just not for everyone. I think these are about the same size on both sides. Close enough. I might shrink the ones on the other side. Just to even them up a little bit. Oops. There we go. This layer. They're pretty similar sizes. Yeah, honestly, it's close enough. Just bring this one in a little bit more. Like that. There we go. You can talk to ghosts, no problem, but robots make you scared. The SpongeBob movie gets to be too much for parents with the butt humor. Oh, I see, I see. Yeah, if you got kids that are likely to repeat everything they see in movies, it's like, listen, we're gonna have to leave and go do something else. I've read that before with, like, Peppa Pig, that, like, the characters on that show misbehave and the kids will just do what they see on the shows. So it's like, okay, we're not watching Peppa. We're not having you be a little brat. But Daddy! That's all I know about Peppa Pig, is that they go oink and they say, Daddy! Okay, put that there. He's about the same size. Just shrink this eye just a smidge, like that. That looks about right. Okay. Little nose. The Ice Spice song's kind of dumb, but it's not a song for me. I you know what? I'm an Ice Spice defender. I actually like her. I don't understand why she phrased it like big guy SpongeBob big guy pants okay. Because I get that the intonation is supposed to be like, instead of SpongeBob SquarePants, it's like, okay, you're SpongeBob big guy pants okay. Like, I don't. The way she says it sounds like she doesn't even know what she's saying. But whatever. The intonation is wrong for what she's going for, but whatever. I still like her. It's fine. It's really funny that they tapped her for the SpongeBob movie. I think because she said in an interview that, like, her celebrity crush growing up was SpongeBob. I think that's literally why they got her for the movie. They, like, saw that clip go viral, and they're like, yeah, get her on and do a song. Really funny. Of all the cartoon characters, I have a crush on SpongeBob. Funny, funny. And the executive that had her do the song probably had never heard a single one of her songs before either. Like, oh yeah, she had a viral video mentioning SpongeBob, the brand, so get her in here. You misheard the song as Big Cat. You were the kids. Let's see. You were the kid who repeated things you saw in movies. Thank the Lord you didn't repeat anything dangerous. When kids picked up British accents because they watched a lot of Peppa. I remember that too. I remember seeing videos of that. It's like, why does my kid talk like this? They're just watching too much Peppa Pig. You're the kind of kid who repeated things you heard in my favorite shows, The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. I didn't repeat like the same lines over and over, but I did like memorize all of The Little Mermaid, like including the dialogue and the songs. And I, like, when I was a teenager, I would remember word for word all the, like, stand-up specials, the comedy specials that Comedy Central would play. I would remember the cadence and the tone of, like, entire stand-up bits and just, like, do them for my own entertainment. Nobody else cared. I don't have memory that good anymore. It's faded. But it'll get in my way in, like, singing practice sometimes, because I take vocal lessons. Because I'll want to sing it, like, quote-unquote, the way that it sounds in the song, you know? Like, with the same tone and the emphasis and where the singer puts it. But my teacher reminds me, it's like, you're doing an Alyssa version of the song. You don't have to do, like, an impression of the singer, you know? But I felt like it was almost like, when you learn to draw, you study from masters. You try to figure out how somebody did something and just try to copy it as closely as possible. And then when you're comfortable doing that, then you can, like, improv and make it your own. And that's kind of how I explained it to my voice teacher. I'm like, I feel like I haven't studied the masters enough yet to, like, improv and do my own little flavor yet. And he's like, that makes sense, but you can still, like, make different choices when you're singing. I'm like, okay. You know better than I do. You're literally the teacher I'm paying, so I will listen to you. Merge down. Like that. I think that looks okay. I mean, the stripes are literally the same size on both sides, but do they come up on the cheeks enough? Probably not. I was looking at the ref. These lines go up almost to the eyeball. I don't want them to touch the muzzle, so we'll do like right there. And then make these a bit bigger and more pronounced over here and even out where they're placed. Like there. I think that's about right. Beautiful. Let's see. Our friend Taylor remembers like full episodes of Family Guy and movies from the early 2000s. Dude's always got a quote for every conversation. Yeah. Yeah, our friend Taylor has the memory of like what I used to have when I was 13, but for everything he's ever listened to. In the SpongeBob movie, the butt humor is too inappropriate. I thought the Ice Spice song was supposed to be an innuendo. I see. It's just like on the borderline where it's like, maybe don't bring the little kids to the SpongeBob movie. Which you shouldn't have to think about going to SpongeBob. It should be, you know, all ages, so I see what you mean. Flipping mask. Hide the tail real quick so I can see what I'm doing. Bring this up a little bit. I just want little tiny paws. Teeny tiny. Just that. Just on the bottom ones too, not even on the top. Don't need it. Did I not do... What is this layer? Am I crazy? Did I draw the tail twice? And nobody stopped me? Because I'm like, wait. Hold up. Okay. I just like zoned out and drew the tail twice. That's fine. That's fine. You all probably thought I knew what I was doing, huh? Nope. I was on autopilot there. I didn't even recognize that I was doing that. I didn't know this was happening. Alright. Don't ever assume I know what I'm doing, because I don't. There we go. Alright. Alright, I think all the shapes are in now. I got the eyebrows. I just need to do the shines on the eyeballs, I think. And then like the background shape and the little stars. So we'll do these sparkles. Let me pull up the full rough here. We got like white up here, and then the bottom ones are green. I might do these actually with the round render brush, because I always like how shiny and soft they look when I do that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Nice. All right. Only in your truck, no one else around to sing Robert Plant. You're not gonna take vocal lessons and sing with the teacher? I am kind of sad because the music school kept trying to tell me, like, no, keep signing up for the band when you get back from your trip, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, listen, I'm going to be gone for about a month and a half or more, so I don't know if I want to sign up for the band if I'm, like, literally not going to be on the same continent. But they all wanted me to keep doing it. I'm like, maybe when I get back. Because it was a lot of fun to do the music school band, but it's also nice just being able to focus on my solo lessons again. I kind of missed it. Pros and cons. Sorry, let's... I sing all kinds of stuff. I was running through Good Morning Baltimore from Hairspray the musical with my teacher, because he's a musical theater guy and he had done a production of Hairspray years ago, so he was really excited to run through that with me. And I'll probably just work on that, and then I've been doing the version of Valerie by Amy Winehouse that she did like live, that particular one, not the like single version. I've been working on that with him. And there was some other song we were going to try to work on in the next couple weeks before I leave, but I can't remember now. There's that memory again. Oh, I think we were also going to work on I Can Hear the Bells from Hairspray, because it's a little softer. We're working on making my voice a little softer and mellower. And then also working on songs that are like big and bold and loud too. I didn't need to put this much effort into the star. I just like spent so much time doing that for no reason. There we go. I just wanted a little something something down here. And this sparkle is too big, I think. Just wanted a little accessory. I don't know. It might not even be worth it. It might be better to just have like the background blob shape, but whatever. We're here now. So let me just pick white, I guess. Let's make a cool, like, faded background blob. of color, and we'll change it to an actual cool color that matches with the character once I get the colors fixed. Alright, that's kind of a nice shape. Kind of like an egg. Cute, though. Cute little Easter egg. Now let's bring up the opacity of everything so we can lock it and get these colors fixed so they don't look like this. Opacity up. Opacity up. Opacity up. I think we're good. Hide the sketch. Fix this like egg shape. Smooth it out. I don't even know if the stars are necessary. I feel like I need a couple extra though. If I'm going to do stars, I need a couple smaller ones over here too. Yeah, just something. Something. Maybe a couple up here too. Spread these ones out a little bit. I like these sparkles being upright though, so I'm going to rotate these. Which is, it's, you know what else is a shame with AI? Is that this little sparkle shape has become like the symbol of AI. I used to use that emoji so much, the 3 sparkles emoji on iPhone. I don't use it a lot now because it like reminds me of like AI. It doesn't feel like, ooh, a little zesty touch of magic. Like, ooh, what AI service is this? Where's the feet? Why is it not letting me? Oh, I have the wrong brush. That's why. I was gonna say, why is it not letting me color these in? Just want to clean up some of this mess here. Okay, that's better. Is this the right layer? Okay. Clean up some of the mess. I like leaving some of it too, because I like that texture, but gotta clean up some of it. Like that. And I wanna fix the curve of this tail a bit. Like so. Whoops. Like that. That feels a lot better. Alright, now alpha lock all these layers so that we don't color outside the lines. If they ever add a button that's just like to alpha lock all layers, that would be so nice for me. It probably exists under like a hidden gesture I don't know about, but for now let's make these stars golden yellow. We can always change it, but alright. Eyes we're going to leave alone right now. The sparkles let me change in the eyes. White for the top ones, and then the bottom ones are green, like a yellowy green. Like so. Though I think this needs to be a little bit more pronounced. This one down here, like that. Maybe more of an oval, because it's kind of like the iris color, the way it's like depicted. Cleaner shape though, because that was a little messy. We want an oval, but we want it to look clean. Like that. Okay, that looks a little bit better, zoomed out especially. Alright, let me catch up with the chat, because I have been ignoring the chat for what feels like an hour. Let's see. What about if the cast of animal characters at work at a hotel, a pawtel, would you draw something like that? It's funny you mention it. I actually, somewhere on YouTube, I think it's called Hotel for Cats, or Cat Hotel, or I don't know what it's called, so don't be mad if you can't find it. But I got paid to do the character design for this like YouTube series called like Cat Hotel or Paw Hotel or something like that. So I designed these like kittens, like 2 or 3 different kittens I designed, and then somebody else designed the other characters so they look completely different. But that YouTube series ended up getting some kind of web award for something. So very technically, and only technically speaking, I am an award-winning character designer for animation. In the most literal sense of the phrase, I am an award-winning character designer for animation. So there's my claim to fame as a YouTube series that I don't think anybody's ever watched, ever, including myself. Let's see, you might be speaking with a British accent after a month of being there. I might. I'm gonna be like Madonna, come back with a fake British accent and just irritate everybody. But which one though? I can't, because I'll be spending some time in London and then some time in Liverpool and then some time in Scotland. So I'm not gonna be anywhere long enough to have like absorbed a particular accent. Like I'm not gonna come back sounding like a Scouser after like 2 weeks there, you know. Why do AI bros have to ruin everything for everyone? I don't know. What recent TV show that I watched should get more attention? You're asking the wrong person about TV. I haven't watched a TV show in full since I watched The Sopranos and Better Call Saul, and that's it. The sparkle emoji makes you think of glitter that stereotypical girls use in an art project. That's cute. Pet Hotel, I remember that. Is there any place you can watch Pet Hotel? It should be on YouTube. I don't know if it's called Pet Hotel or Cat Hotel. It's something very generic like that. But if you see the kittens, you'll know it's my design, because it's like, it just looks like my style, but nothing else in the cartoon looks like my style. It's really weird. And they like paid somebody on Fiverr, I think, to animate it or something. I don't know. I don't want to like disparage this team that like made this YouTube series. I don't know anything about them. I just like a friend of a friend referred me to the work to design the cats, and they were nice to me and paid me, so I did it, and that was it. I don't know what they did with it after. I don't know if they continued the series, or I have no idea. I haven't been contacted. You should try to draw your own version of Dr. Seuss characters. Oh, that would be cute. I like that. A cute little cat in a hat in my style. Okay, let's figure out these colors. Alright, so the inside ear thing should be purple. I kind of want to do a variety of tones of purple. Make it a little, I don't know, Eric Carle, where it's got a little texture and a few different shades of colors mixed in. Something like that. I kind of want it to look like a construction paper cutout thing. These stripes should be pink, but not quite this pink. A cooler, purplier pink, it looks like. Something like that. Maybe a little lighter. Though again, we can add some extra tones of pink in. Okay, I think that's cute. You haven't watched TV in 10 years, good for you. There's just nothing that grabs my attention long enough to stay tuned in. That's my thing. Two of the cats, Minette and Tiger. That was forever ago. I couldn't even remember the cat's name was Minette. Good memory. My moose is Dr. Seuss style. Yeah, because I loved, was it Thidwick, the big-hearted moose? Thidwick, or I always think it's Thudwick. I think Thidwick, though. It's a cute book. Purple in the ears. I kind of want the inside to be a little darker and more blue, though. Like that. Okay, that's cool. I'll have to do a clipping mask on this, too, because the tips of the ears are pink. But, alright, first we're going to need to change this background color, because the character is white. So the background shouldn't be white. So I'm thinking we're just going to do a variety of pinks for right now, and then change it if it's not cute. Let's make it lighter pink at the top so you can see it. Oh, that's kind of cute already, and then maybe purple for the sky background with yellow stars. It's kind of cute. Let's do white. And then the shadows on the character are blue, so I kind of want to work with that to add just like a little bit of something. Maybe let's do a couple clipping masks. Let's do one for a shadow that I'd like to do with the chalk brush, just to keep it nice and soft. do a shadow there, and I'll go and erase the excess in a minute. Then a shadow on the underside of the jaw to round out this cute little face. And then I'm not going to put shading on that ear. We'll do it on the other ear. Oops. And then just erase a little bit of that to round it out. Something like that. Go in and clean up the excess here. Like so. Like so. You still watch satellite TV every now and then. Pet Hotel, do you remember when Hotel for Dogs came out? No, I've never seen that. I'm thinking of Beverly Hills Chihuahua, I think, in my mind, which I've also never seen, but it's a name of a movie that I've heard of. So, that's my word association for you. Association. I don't know why I'm having trouble speaking today. This is what you get when you freelance and you don't speak to another human being all day. You just kind of forget how to form words. That's not true. I called a friend on the phone earlier. I'm like, did I speak to anyone today? No, I did. Okay. I'm not going crazy. We'll make this white up here, though it's going to have to be pink on the ends in a minute, which I'll do a second clipping mask for. Clipping mask, and then this has to be a light pink that is a little bit purpley. And we'll make it go to like here and then fade, because then it'll kind of fade as soon as that background gets in. It kind of goes to the first point on the ears. Something like that. So it kind of curves in this way too. Let's do the excess like that. Okay, and then we'll do the same on the other ear. Make it a little over the top and then bring it in with that. Beautiful. Bean says the Mochi Monster is too cute. Aw. Oh, I forgot to do the muzzle. Hello. I knew I was missing something. I'm like looking at it like, what am I need a muzzle. Hold up. Bring that sketch back. Hide that. There we go. Did I not do that? I really didn't do a muzzle. Oh, whatever. My brain is on autopilot tonight. I don't know what is going on, but I'm still managing to draw something, so brain can't be completely on the fritz. This is all I have left. Like, I can't do anything else, but I can draw a cute cartoon somehow. I'm gonna mess it up a few times, but it's still gonna be cute when it's done, so. I'm glad Bean likes the little Mochi Monster. Make sure this isn't touching the eyeball. Got a little bit of space. There we go. Lock. Oh, by the way, do you guys like my new cow sweater? I thrifted this. It was like $6. There's multiple cows. I don't know if you can see all of them. There's like a cow butt there. But it's got cows and cow spots all over the arms and everything. I just thought it was so cute. Look at the face on that. How sweet is that? I love it. I just saw the cow in my own little viewfinder on. I was like, hold up, let me flex my thrift find. This should be purple, a much lighter purple than the ears. Like that. And the highlight on the nose is also purple. So we'll do that with chalk. Ooh, not that big of a brush. Hold up. Like this, and then erase the extra. Then maybe make it darker too, but... Love the sweater. Thanks. That was a successful day of thrifting. I got a new little purse that was the style I was looking for like $9, and then this was like 5 or 6 or something. It was like 15 total for everything. Which, for that thrift store, it's like either there's like steals and deals there, or they're charging like $25 for a t-shirt, and you're like, this isn't a thrift store anymore. It's kind of a hit or miss, but when it hits, it hits. So I still go all the time. Mainly because it's on my walking route, so I'm just in there out of boredom all the time. Easy to pop in. Still want to erase that a little bit. Like that. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Next, the little tummy. Right here, this kind of pinky color. And we're going to use that on the tip of the tail color as well. And then get a few different shades of pink in there. We want some texture. Some baby pinks. A little bit of hot pink. Just add a little something. This should be white with that baby blue shadow color. Like so. So now I kind of want to add clipping mask and a slightly darker pink, just to add a little shadow to the tail. Though now it's spilling out into the blue, so we gotta erase a little bit of that. There we go. That's better. Though now this is bothering me. This very teeny little itty bitty area down here needs to be fixed. Take the alpha lock off for a sec. There we go. There, that's better, that's better, that's better. Okay. Need the body to be white. And then pull that baby blue for a shadow color. The bottom half of the tummy. We'll carve into it with the white. Like that. There, it's cute. Now what are we going to do for the paws? I guess we'll make them a little bit more blue so they stand out against the body. Make them a little darker, and then white on the inside so you can still see them. Maybe even a little bit more dark than that on the edges. And then white on the inside. And then probably a shadow under there too, but let's just pull this like that. So we still want the paws to read as white, but we want to be able to see them against the tail and the body, so it looks a little over-rendered and dark, but let's see if I pull it back a little like that. Make it mostly white. We'll fix it. Yeah, that looks cute. Oh, looks cute. Okay. Relief, it works. And there's a little shadow there. And you can tell the feet are feet. I guess I could get rid of, like, the edge over here doesn't have to be blue. It's just this overlap over the tail and the body where it's like it gets hard to read. Though where it's darker here in the shadow, I could also make it white. Like that. I think that'll help. Mostly white and legible. Okay, cool. And then we'll do the same with this paw. Put it mostly in shadow. And then pull it back out of the shadow with some of that white. Like so. Okay, that doesn't look bad at all. That doesn't look bad at all. The muzzle and the tummy, I'd like to add a little bit of texture and color too. Let's add just a different purple, a lighter purple, smaller texture. It's got kind of like a Doodle Bear texture to it, if anybody remembers Doodle Bear. The purple, like acid washed. I think she was purple, right? Acid washed berry color on with like specific markers and stuff. Alright, there's barely any variation in that purple, but there's some in there. And then the tummy. Where's the belly? Show it to me. There we go. Just a few variations of pink in there. Let's add a little something to the tummy. Okay. And let's double check this poof of color. Oh, it still looks cute. Is there anything that's getting lost? I don't know. Let's add purple behind it to really bring it all together. Oh, that's cute with that shade of purple. Let's make it a little darker at the bottom too. Oh, this is cute. Kind of like that. How are we feeling about it? I kind of want to soften the edges of this background though, a little bit. Just like pull it in. Fade it into the purple a little bit more on the edges. So it's not so solid. Just a nice puff of cotton candy in the sky. Let's see, let me check in with the chat. I haven't checked in with the chat. I've been locked in. Let's see. Love the sweater. Thank you. You should try an entire live stream where the animals are only from the Chinese zodiac. Oh, that's a cute idea. You remember Doodle Bob? Doodle Bob from SpongeBob or Doodle Bear? I remember both Doodle Bob and Doodle Bear. Hoi me noi, Doodle Bob. Alright, I think the stripes are about fixed. I think that'll do, and then let's do a noise overlay. Beautiful with that texture. That's so cute. Alright, full screen. I don't know this character's name. I'm sure it was in the email that I opened from Mikey. Fan art of this. Oh, unnamed from Moshi Monsters. Okay. Well, this creature this creature has been drawn in my style. So what do we all think? And here's the original I'll put next to. Did it in my style. I think it came out pretty well. Doodle Bob, me hoi me noi. Looks cute. Thank you. And I normally get off of here in about a half hour, so I have a whole half hour to draw something else. So I could start something new, or I could continue working on Sunshine Bear, or was there anything else that was in the unfinished that I'm like, listen, I'll get back to it someday. Meowth, but like, who cares? Oh, did you see this? I drew forever, like a few weeks ago. Some British friend of mine told me about Basil Brush. This puppet guy, I don't know who he is, but I know who this demon is, Mr. Blobby. British characters. I started that. I don't actually want to finish that because I don't really want to draw Mr. Blobby because he's horrifying, but I thought that was a funny one. Oh, I started drawing this chinchilla in Ice Cream Sundae. This was cute. I just abandoned this entirely. Alright, let me get rid of Moshi Monster. Goodbye. Yes, okay. She cute. Thank you. I'm so glad you like how it came out. Came out. I can't talk today. Bean will name today. Thank you a ton. I'll post it to Instagram tonight too, so you can save it and share it with whoever you like as well. I'm so glad you like it. And Mr. Blobby too. I don't know Basil Brush, but at least he's cute. But Mr. Blobby is like from my nightmares, dude. Bean wants to name it Siamese because we're watching a video about cats. Okay, well, let's name it Siamese right now. So chat, to all 5 of you who are my loyal watchers, should I draw something new for the next 30 minutes? Should I keep hammering away on this chinchilla and the ice cream sundae? Or Sunshine Bear? Okay, Sunshine Bear, something new, chinchilla, ice cream sundae. Cast your vote. And I'll work on that for the next, like, 30 to 40 minutes. Nightmares. I'm so glad you like it. It was really cute and fun to work on. Imagine drawing all the Looney Tunes characters like the Muppets. That would make for a great reboot. Would you draw them? Yeah, sure. I'll draw the Muppets one day. I would love to. I would love to do the cast of, like, Sesame Street. Simple without a lot of texture to it. That's exactly what I'm going for. Big, cute, delicious shapes filled with texture and color. That's exactly what I want. Up to you. Yeah, it is my stream. You know what? I can just dictate what I want. I kind of want to go in on Sunshine Bear because I want to figure out what kind of texture I'm doing for the Care Bears piece that I have in my mind. My brain's been on Care Bears all day. So, you know what? It's a dictatorship in this stream, and I'm going to work on Sunshine Bear. I thought I'd ask my loyal viewers what they want, but you know what? This isn't a democracy, it's a dictatorship, and I want to work on Sunshine Bear. So let's just chill and work on Sunshine Bear. Where did my ref go of Sunshine Bear? There we go. Okay, let's get the 80s one up for the colors, because I love the color scheme of the 80s one. That pastel yellow is so cute with the orange. So cute. I should draw the Muppets. I really should. I never finished drawing, I think it's called the Soggy Bottom Boys, or no, that's from that Coen Brothers movie. What is the name of the rival band in Emmett Otter's Jug Band? There's like the villain band. I never drew them, but I drew like the Otter Jug Band from that Jim Henson movie. Somebody knows. Soggy Bottom Boy. I think I just said literally the same thing. Care Bears, no. Well, I love the Care Bears, so that's what I'm drawing. I want to figure out the colors and textures I want to use for the bigger piece of Care Bears I'd like to do. I don't know why my nose got stuffy all of a sudden. Okay, let me think. First, I want to fix this sketch a little bit because the legs are like weird. I don't know. I want a little bit more fluff on the toes. Like that. I want the knee outward a little bit more here. It doesn't look like he's balanced on his legs, like the weight isn't on his legs properly, so let's like back this one up a little bit. What's that hack I saw that like, okay, like the heel of a foot should roughly line up with the chin to make it look like a character's not going to fall over. So I guess that's happening with the back foot, but maybe let's just try flipping this one around real quick. I think I like it like that. I feel like I always draw characters standing this way though, so I gotta get out of my comfort zone. I gotta do a slightly different pose, even if it's just standing and waving, you know? I always do that pose where it's like one foot's over here, one foot's here. Always. That's like the default. I gotta stop. I think I'm just not used to drawing the knees the same direction for my default poses of characters. I'm trying to switch it up. Okay. Okay. I think that looks okay. This needs to be moved out just a little bit. Cute. Okay, I'm feeling that. I don't know why my eraser's still set to chalk, but we're rolling with it. Okay. We're going to hide the color layer, actually. I'm going to do something silly, which is I'm going to do... No, I was going to do line art, but no. This is going to be line-less, because I want to keep it soft, squishy, cute, and pastel. So... I think this hand needs to be a little bit smaller on this side. Like that. Let's set this eraser to this. And let's do some cute eyes. Let's do all the stuff that needs lines on the line art layer. With just a little bit of the eye going past here. And then this would all be white. I think that's how I want to do it. Let's see. Make him T-pose. I don't want to. You might hop up. It's nearly 2 a.m. Good night. Sleep well over across the pond. I don't think you saw the Louie and Friends stuff I sent you last week. I sent it to your main Insta account. Sent it to your stream one instead. I think I did see it. Did I respond? I responded to somebody's message on my Alyssa Aaron art account, but I can't remember. I'm so sorry if I missed your message or didn't reply. But please send it to me again. I will check both accounts when I go to... Even if I only log into the stream one to post the stream stuff. I'll check it. I think just because my email inbox was open in front of me, I was like, okay, let's do the email one. But I will come more prepared with the Insta stuff for the next stream. I didn't respond. Oh, I'm so sorry. I think I didn't log on to the main, like the Alyssa Aaron art, probably. Because I think I just went on the streams one and uploaded my stream art and then just like dipped. But I will make a note to check it after the stream. I apologize. Hola. I can only barely understand Spanish, but I think you're complimenting me, so thank you. You appreciate my work? Thank you so much. Thank you for stopping in and leaving me a compliment in a different language. You know, I took 6 years of Spanish and I can barely understand it. I did hold a very basic conversation with like a 6-year-old when I was in Spain. That was the proudest achievement of my Spanish-speaking life. But thank you, I appreciate it. I know trabajo is work. I was like, okay, I can piece that together. Okay, get this nice heart nose in there. I have a small audience, but they're from all over the world, which is nice. It's nice I have some Aussies, some Brits, Americans, and people popping in who don't speak English. That's cool. It's funny the reach your little stream gets when you don't advertise or promote it at all. And it just pops up for people. I kind of like that. It's organic. So you're sorry. I'm assuming you're saying you don't speak English. English is confusing. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I don't speak better Spanish. Lo siento. My Spanish is very, very bad. I've heard the halftime show for the Super Bowl is Bad Bunny is not doing it in Spanish anymore. Well, I mean, if the hit songs are in Spanish, they should be sung in Spanish. If people don't like the halftime show, they can just not watch it. It doesn't have to be that big a deal. I don't watch the Super Bowl at all, so because I don't care about sports, so I just don't tune in at all. Ugh. I also don't know any Bad Bunny songs, but big smiley on the sun here. I think I want to make the smile a little bit thicker. Like that. And then outline cheeks, just like the 80s one has. These cute little cheeks. The cheeks remind me of like the School Supply I think it's called like Carson DeLosa or something. I can't remember the name of the brand of the artist. But here in the US, we had like all these school supplies that had like these, I can't even think of what they look like, but they always had like big, tall smiles like that. I don't know, but that's what it reminds me of. It's a very like 80s, 90s thing to have like a super tall smile with little tiny cartoon eyes like that. A product of its time for sure. You speak some English, and I speak very, very little Spanish. Together we'll be able to form half of a sentence. Carson DeLosa, that's it. I should try to promote this live stream sometime. The thing is, if I promote it, I actually have to do it and put effort into it, and as evidenced by the fact that I only do it once a week and don't even consistently stream on the same day. That's asking a lot of me. I would love to, when I get back from my trip, really sit and go, okay, I would love to stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 hours, and like figure out a schedule and actually try to make something of this. But then I'm gonna have to edit the videos and like do different thumbnails for this. I'm actually gonna have to put in effort. So maybe I'll just move to 2 days a week and then see how it feels. But I feel like all this time has just been like gathering experience for how to make streams decent. I feel like I'm comfortable in front of the camera now. I feel like it's not as many technical hiccups as I had at the beginning. So I could actually try to make it actually halfway decent and engaging. But I'm not going to put any effort into that until I get back from my trip, so postponed for now. But I would like to do like, you know, if you super chat $1, you get to spin this wheel that sabotages what I'm drawing, or, you know, or you get to pick what I'm drawing from a category or whatever. Like, have all these different games and silly things I want to try. Themed days, days where I'm working on just personal projects of mine that I've been putting on the back burner for a while and talking about that. I don't know, Fan Art Friday maybe, having like themed days. I don't know, I have ideas spinning around in my head. Heartstyle V2 overrated. Yeah, exactly. The language barrier can break by art can access. I listen to all kinds of music that's not in English. I have no idea what they're saying, but I love the song. It's beautiful, so I don't really see a problem with that. The only thing I remember from Care Bears is that technically the spots on their stomachs can hypnotize people. They could be the villains. Let's do the evil reboot of Care Bears. Let's make it happen. One of my favorite songs growing up was on the Björk album Medulla. I can't remember what the title of the song is, but it's like an Icelandic lullaby, and I love the way she sings it, and I have no idea what she's talking about it. And she goes Byron Min O Finn, and I think that means my barn and yours or something, but I'm not gonna hit play on it because I don't want to not play my Animal Crossing music. Olbertan. But I would sing that, or like what I thought was it as a kid, not knowing anything I'm saying, but I just thought it was a beautiful song. And then that new Rosalia album's really good, and like most of that is not in English, and I love that too. I would go see a Rosalia show. Be great. Let's see. Let's do it. Do you remember two toy lines called Popples and Zoobles? Zoobles sounds familiar. I don't know why I made that face. Popples and Zoobles. I don't know what face I'm making, but Popples, I have never seen these men before in my life. But they're really cute. Oh, they have like an 80s cartoon too? At least I'm seeing in the thumbnails. I don't know what Popples are. This is like from an alternate universe. Alright, what are Zoobles? I don't know these guys either. They're like entire universes of like cute cartoon stuff that I've just never seen in my life. What is this? Really cute. Yeah, incredibly friend-shaped. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. The Popples are so cute. The 80s cartoon style versions of them are so cute. I love them. I absolutely love them. Zoobles, yup. Sorry, I move away from the mic to make a sniffling noise. That would drive me bonkers if I tuned into somebody's live stream and they're just like sniffling. Like, ugh. Though I'm picky about live streamers, if I think somebody's voice is like kind of grating, I won't watch it either. So I hope my voice isn't irritating to anyone and they're just like suffering this whole time. Or I'll tune into like, you know, you'll see like a 3 or 4 hour long video essay about some show you watched as a kid and you're like, okay, here's my background noise for my dinner this evening. And you tune in and the voice is just like irritating and you're like, I can't listen to this. I get picky about voices. It's like, listen, it's going to be mostly voice. It's basically a podcast. The YouTube on in the background, dinner entertainment. Because you know I have my phone in my other hand scrolling too. Because I have no screen time control when I'm eating. It's bad. It's not healthy. Don't follow me. Do not be a 2-screen on during dinner person. It's not good for you. But if you are, the YouTuber voice had better not be annoying, is all I'm saying. Or they better know how to pronounce words. I'll turn a video off straight up if somebody is like, they're reading like a quote on the screen from like whatever news they're talking about or whatever thing they're talking about. And the quote will say like the word procrastinate. And they're audibly struggling to pronounce a very common word like that. Like, we didn't procrastinate. I'm clicking off the video. Like, sorry, you have to know how to read to make a YouTube video. That's like bare minimum requirement of making a YouTube video. I'm not watching it. I'm sorry. You're welcome for the 5 minutes of watch time I gave you while I was like setting my food up. I can't do it. Like, if you're going to make a video being an authority on a subject, you should know how to talk about the subject. Is all I'm saying. Sniffle season, we understand. I haven't seen a main character in a sitcom be a YouTuber yet. I don't think Hollywood could write one very well. Yeah, because they just don't fundamentally understand it. I guess the introduction to that would be like iCarly, right? Where she was kind of a YouTuber before YouTubers were kind of a thing. But that was more my sister's era show. She watched all the live action Disney, Nickelodeon stuff. And I would just like make fun of her for watching it. Miley Cyrus is a very talented woman, but I was not a Hannah Montana stan. You know, that's okay. But iCarly was kind of that, right? Where like she would do like a live stream and like make videos with her friends and stuff, so. But it wasn't quite accurate to like what actually being a streamer or a YouTuber would be like. It wasn't even seen as like a viable career path back when that show came out, I don't think. So it was a little bit ahead of its time. Though I don't think Carly and friends were trying to make a living doing it so much as they were just like goofing off with their friends. But also I don't remember the show very well because I just would watch my sister watching it and then make fun of her for watching it and not actually watch it. So procrastinate. That's my number one skill is procrastination. I agonized the other day over something like some client-based task that I thought was going to be incredibly tedious. I just kept pushing it off all day. I was doing everything else. I cleaned, so I'm productive at procrastinating in that I won't do the thing I'm supposed to do, but I will do everything else. So I got all my laundry done, all my dishes done, did the chores I was supposed to do, did all that, and then sat down, and the task I was dreading all day, I started at 9 p.m. and I finished in 25 minutes. And I could have just done that at noon. But I'm kind of glad I didn't, because if I got it done earlier in the day, I would have said, well, I got that done. I don't have to do my laundry. I don't have to, you know. So it kind of works for me. I've had no good time management skills for like 13 years now, and still I'm standing. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. It's working for me somehow. iCarly for the next generation, what would you want to call it? I'm not sure. That's a good question. Gonna hop off. Hope the rest of your stream goes well. Eternally grateful for Moshling Doodle. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm so glad you liked it. Thanks for sharing your character with me. Pronounce procrastination. Oh, I thought you... Never mind. Your project by Christmas. Yep. Yep, it's on the to-do list. Listen, I picked up a bunch of stuff since Christmas, so I'm working through it. It is literally on my calendar reminders for this coming week, is to get you your sketch. I did not forget. I have another person who does not have a time sensitive project that has been waiting on me for a month and a half. Longer than that, actually. 2 months. But I will get it done. I have 27 days until my trip, and I'm getting everything done in the next 27 days. I am motivated. Yeah, I will get it done. When it rains, it pours, though. It's like you put out the bat signal that, like, you're trying to get everything done, and that's when people will hit you up for, like... So this week I had a rush order come in, and it paid well, but it, like, ate up the last 48 hours of my life leading up to the stream. And then now I have another rush order from a different client, which also pays well enough that I'm going to do it, even though it will mean I will be staying up until 3 a.m. this week a lot, so... It's a good problem to have. I'm not going to complain too much because it beats when it's like super dry and slow. And I start worrying about like, oh no, is AI going to take over? Is it finally time for me to go like get a real job? Not yet, fortunately. So I'm just saying yes to everything because I want to have as much of a nest egg for my trip and savings for when I get back and everything as possible. So I'm saying yes to everything and doing everything for the next 27 days. Pronounced Worcestershire sauce? Isn't that how you say it? Worcestershire? I know in Massachusetts they have a town called Worcester that's spelled like that. But also, I'm not making a YouTube video documenting the history of Worcestershire sauce. If I was and I didn't know how to say it, that would be a disgrace. You know. Like, not everybody needs to be an expert on everything. But if you're making a video about a subject, you should know how to pronounce the things that are in your script that you wrote. You know? That's all I'm saying. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to make a YouTube essay about 90s cartoons or whatever, but you wrote the script, or you hired somebody to write the script and went over it, presumably doing a few takes. You should know how to pronounce the things that are in the script. I don't think I'm asking much of YouTube. YouTubers. iCarly, for the next generation, should have a title that makes a pun on the word live stream, like a river stream or live wire. Something punny. Yeah, I could see that. A punny title. You say, what's your sister sauce because of Guy Fieri? Did you see Guy Fieri like looking like a normal person? It was terrifying. He shouldn't do that anymore. Where he like did his hair like a regular brown basic haircut and wore like a flannel shirt and got rid of the facial hair. Terrifying. He needs to not do that ever again. Also, somebody needs to ask him why that's the only TV available in any hotel ever. It's 3 shows you can watch in a hotel. 4. Law & Order, which you can watch at any time, any day, any channel on TV. You can just think about Law & Order and turn to a random channel. It's probably going to be on. Pawn Stars, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and Shark Tank. Those shows are always on when you go to a hotel. No matter where in America you go to a hotel, what time of day, what time of year, those are the 4 shows that are on. That's your hotel list. That's it. That's all you get. And Law & Order isn't exclusive to hotels. That's just always on, but it's all reliable. Sister sauce. Seems like everybody who watches a streamer expects them to have an opinion on everything. They don't have to. They don't have to be knowledgeable in everything. That's not why you tuned in. Yeah, you don't have to have a take on every single thing. You wouldn't expect that of somebody you're just talking to in real life. It's silly. Like, get a microphone in their face, like, what's your opinion on XYZ? What? Why are you grilling me about this? I will give you my opinion on things that pop up in the stream chat that are interesting or funny or cute to me. And that's it. Yeah, a YouTuber doesn't have to be like a world-renowned scholar or something like that. I'm just saying, it takes time and effort to make videos and scripts and do the research for these videos and stuff. I know because I did a bunch of really bad ones back in the day, therefore I'm an expert on this subject. It takes a lot of time to put those videos together. You should be proud of them, and you should know what you're talking about with some degree of authority or enthusiasm. And know the words you're saying that are coming out of your mouth. You know? It's not a live stream where you're flubbing and choking and mispronouncing everything you're saying like I'm doing on this stream. You can make cuts and retake and put the best edit in and ask people like, hey, did I say this weird? And like, you know, get feedback and make it better. Not that my videos were great, but at least like I put effort into them, you know what I mean? And people still like them. People still pop in here and tell me they like my old videos and wish I'd do more. Which is funny because I don't like any of those videos now, but I'm glad people do. I'm glad people get something out of them. My effort was not in vain. You know, somebody out there got a kick out of it. I'm making pretty good progress on this for basically being on autopilot. I want to warp that tummy shape a little bit so it's not a perfect oval. I want it a little bit heavier at the bottom. So I think it's cuter like that. Whoops. How about that? Let's maybe make this a clipping mask. Raise the opacity. There we go. So I can see. And then I'll do the sunshine body on its own layer on top. Ooh, I hate how it's like so close to the edge over there. Maybe I just have it overlap the edge entirely. I think that would be cuter. There. It's almost like the tummy's too big. So it like spills over that way. Let me go like that. There we go. Cute. Let's see. Relaxing watching your videos. Thank you. Meet someone like me in real life. What a crazy artist. There's plenty of us. There's plenty of us out there. They're all hiding online is the thing. And I have had great success meeting all sorts of characters, good and bad, online. Always interesting though, never anybody boring. It's amazing what you can find on the internet. Alright, we'll do one big sun shape like this. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, I think that's a good enough sun shape. I don't want it to be like a perfect oval is my thing. I like a little bit of the extra weight at the bottom, almost like an egg. I like when it's a little bit uneven like that. And I think it adds a little bit of weight to the belly too, so it's not just like a flat circle. It's got a little heft to it, you know? It's a chubby bear. Okay. Alpha lock. Alpha lock. That, like that, like that. And I think I just need to do white for the eyes, and I think that's it for the color layers. And I'm going to leave the background just plain because this is kind of like a study for the style I want to do for the group picture I want to do, that I have in my mind's eye. I can see it. Maybe not every single Care Bear, but like quite a few of them on clouds and sliding down on rainbows and the little fat little star guys everywhere. I just see a scene, like a 8.5 by 11, and there's like, I don't know, like a cloud and a rainbow, and there's a bear sliding down the rainbow, and here's another cloud, and there's two snuggling on this one, and then there's another, you know, like some kind of cutesy wootsy scene, and there's like stars everywhere, where there's bears everywhere, and it's all cute and fun. I see it. I see the vision. I have a rough idea of it. I'd like to do like a cute print of it or something on that in-print store that I haven't updated in like 2 years. Every once in a blue moon, somebody will buy a print off there, and I make like $5, and it makes my whole day. So I gotta put more stuff on there. And maybe one day when I get back from my trip, I will keep actual physical inventory of some small 4x6 prints in my room and actually physically mail them out to people who buy them from my website and actually sell physical products, which is something I've been saying I'm going to do for the last 13 years that I have not done yet. New frontiers. I kind of want to fill out the top part of this a little bit more. Whoops. I think just where the belly starts is a little awkward. Okay, that looks good to me. Bring back the reference of the Sunshine Bear. Thank you. And the sun almost has like a light glow behind it too. So I'm going to do that with round render. Just like an airbrushed kind of soft glow to the tummy. And then this color needs to be a more vibrant yellow. Though I will go a little bit golden mac and cheesy with it, I think, to keep it soft. Oh, that's cute. The iCarly for the Next Generation, they should have an ensemble of different kinds of streamers. They made up at a convention of some kind to become friends. Tongue-tied again. Why am I can't say anything today. They meet up at like a TwitchCon type of thing. That'd be cool. Yeah, you get like the VTuber meeting up with, I don't know, the speedrunner community, meeting up with the IRL streamers. But you do it kid-friendly. I don't even know what I would be. Chill streamer? Cozy stream? I think I could branch out into like cozy games if I wanted to set all that up. And I also, if I had a gaming PC and not a MacBook. But I mean, there's still, I could do Switch streaming. I could do like Animal Crossing streams or something. Maybe. I think I wanted to make these a little lighter on the edges, but I kind of like them that color. Alright, I'm just going to leave that. Kind of want to make these lines all like a mac and cheesy orange. Like so. Leave those lines black, and then the inside of the ear would be a very, very light, almost white yellow. The eyebrow would not be, though. So I think I'm going to just do a slightly darker version of the outline color for the eyebrows to keep them soft. The muzzle should be white. I kind of hate that it runs into the eyes right there. What can I do about this? I could add a shadow to the eye at the bottom part. I'd rather not have shadows in eyes because I was told years ago on an online course I did for like kids book illustration that they're like, you want the whites of the eyes to always be white unless it's like a very moody nighttime scene and it doesn't really make sense, but you want that high contrast to the eyes because that's like the thing you want the kids to focus on, and especially little kids, the black and white contrast is very like, whoa, their eyes are gonna go right there. So I like to keep the eyes shadow free, but I think to make it legible, we're going to have to add a little shadow. I'm going to pull that back a lot. So like that. Real subtle. Oh, it's still not subtle enough. Just want a little bit. Okay, that's good. There's some separation there. I think that's okay. Let's see, you would be the artist streamer, the cozy streamer. A girl who knits on stream. I'm so bad at art that is not drawing. Like, anything. Pottery, I'm terrible. I can't throw a pot to save my life. Ask my mom. I have the world's worst, like, cups that I threw in pottery that I took for, like, 3 hours 2 times a week for a whole semester. Terrible. I was terrible at sculpture, wire sculpture, foam sculpture. Horrible at it. Anything 3-dimensional, I just don't have the brain for it. I don't know why. I'm sure if I sat there and practiced or whatever, I would get good at it, but I had no particular desire to do it, and I didn't have a natural inclination or affinity for it, excuse me. Like, some of my classmates were complete novices, didn't even do anything else artistic. They were just taking pottery for, like, the fun credit. And they got it. Like, they got the hang of how to throw a bowl. They had, like, the feel for it and, like, the evenness of it. It was not for me. So, needless to say, I haven't tried, like, crochet, knitting, any of that kind of thing either. I'm just like, I know the learning curve is going to be steep, and I'd rather get better at drawing than learn a new thing. That's where my mind always is with creative stuff. I'm like, I'd rather just get better at drawing than, you know, learn a whole new skill. Maybe that's not a good way to be. I think it's smart to have a variety of skills. I think that's good for your brain, but that's my logic of why I don't. I'm like, I'd rather just draw more. Get my process down to a science, learn my brushes inside and out, get faster. I feel like I can make decent art much faster than I could a year ago. Like, sometimes I'll finish like 2 or 3 full pieces in these streams in like 2 hours. And they're not like perfect pieces, but they're pieces that I could send to like a commission client and they'd be happy with it. You know what I mean? And I like being able to produce good quality work in a short amount of time because it means I can keep iterating and making my skills stronger and stronger and stronger. The more stuff you finish, the more stuff you look at and you go, okay, that's done. Because sketching all day is one thing, but a lot of people sketch a lot and they never finish any pieces. And you gotta, like, having the skill to say that's done and move on and go on to the next project. That's tough. I had an idea to do, like, something with the colors that I'm going to try in a minute. That I did on a piece a long time ago. But I don't know if it'll translate to these colors because they're so yellow and gold, but I want to see because, I don't know. I want to see. So I did this thing forever ago on this piece. I think it was the Valentine's Day one I did ages ago. But I would do, let's say this yellow, right? The same value, like on a grayscale scale of, it's like mid-tone. So maybe I'll just slide it green. And like maybe I'll add some green to the bear, you know, whatever. Not that sloppy, but. Because as long as you're in the same value, you can do whatever color you want. And I wanted to add a more variety of colors so it didn't look so flat. And this is a really rough overlay, but like I'm trying to add some different colors so it's not just flat gold. Though it does kind of mute it well and make it kind of gray, which is kind of dreamy. Get some more pink in there. Pink across where the cheeks would be. And I'm going to make it lower opacity too, so it's not going to be this visible. And erase it where the white is, because we don't want that. Make it a little pink maybe on the cheeks, and then maybe more blue-ish where the shadows would be. But just like little, and it kind of like if you zoom in all the way, it kind of adds like a stippling, I don't know. impressionism thing to it if you do enough layers of it. I don't know. It's just something I was tooling around with. But I would erase it. I'm gonna have to refine this outside of stream and like figure out a process for it, but I have a vision for it, and I like how it softens and kind of mutes the picture and makes it a little softer. I'm always trying to get the texture of like the Mary Grand Prix American Harry Potter book covers, where she did those traditionally, I believe, with pastels, if I remember correctly. Pastel and acrylic paint or something. I've looked it up before because I'm like, how does she do it? But the soft textures of everything blending into everything else, I'm always chasing that digitally. I'm trying to find ways to like channel that. Because I always love the softness of those. And I've looked up her other work as well, and she does this piece with like a barn owl in it that's so beautiful to me, that I think about all the time. And I also love the soft like textures and crunchy textures of, if anybody remembers, Lane Smith, who illustrated The Stinky Cheese Man and Other Fairly Stupid Tales, all those John Seska books, The True Story of the Three Little Pigs. Those illustrations always had a lot of collage and texture and grit, but also the areas of color that would like seep into each other, they would be soft and grainy. I don't know, I'm always trying to pull from these things that I have in my mind. I'm like, how do I do that? How do I add a little softness and grain to what I'm doing? I think what I would do in a bigger piece is I would flatten all these layers and then do this as an overlay. This is just kind of a tester, but that's why it's so messy erasing all these edges. But you see how it kind of adds a little something? It just like softens it and makes it fuzzy. Like the pink here in the cheeks, that little bit of texture zoomed out. And then if I take it away, it's just flat yellow. But bring it in, it's like peachy and warm. It's not perfect, but this is the idea. I like it kind of adds a little warm bloom effect to it. It's just what I have in my mind's eye. I can see the vision for this whole piece. I think it's going to come together. But I think this was a good run through of basically what I want to do. I'm still undecided if I want to add sparkles in the eyes or not, but this is a good starting point. So I'm glad I worked through this and like just verbalize my thought process, because it'll incentivize me to actually finish the Care Bears piece I have in mind, because I really want to do it. Let me see. What did everybody say in chat? Let's see. You're doing great with your art. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. With that, I think I'm going to... Excuse me. Why do I drink Diet Coke on stream? Somebody, like, kick me next time I have a Diet Coke. I'm just, like, trying not to make disgusting noises in the mic the whole stream. Stupid. Just get water. Anyway. I am going to go find something to eat and then get back to my client work that I've been putting off all day. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in, all the kind words and the fun chats, and I will see you all next weekend. Peace out.